Hey lovely people, I'm sure we all had a wonderful weekend. For me, my weekend was good, and it seems as if this week we're going to go kinky. Anyway, that's by the way. Let's get to what's important. I'd like to share with you something that happened to me 2 weeks ago. It actually happened between me and two other people. And as I always say, whatever happens to me, I like to share my experiences because I believe it's God always saying something. God always has a way of talking to me. And I like to share it with people because it might help somebody. It happened between me and two other people, so I don't want to call their names. So we're going to call one A and we'll call the other one Papi. A did something to me that I felt so disrespected. I was so angry towards A. So when that happened, I decided to tell Papi because Papi is that friend that I always like to tell everything. So I told Papi, and I was expecting Papi to say, how could A do this? Is he stupid? I wanted Papi to put the blame on A. But after talking to Papi, Papi listened to me, and when he finished listening, he said, that's what he did. I said, yeah, that's what he did. And Papi said, Ify, come to think of it, maybe A behaved to you this way because of something you did. Maybe you gave him a reason to behave the way he did. I was already angry when he started talking, but as he was speaking, I started seeing reason with him, and gradually the anger subsided. He named some of my little faults, those mistakes that I make, those things that could actually make people disrespect me. And you see, sometimes we take a request to God, expecting God to give us a particular response, but God will not answer that way. He will answer in a whole different way. But that doesn't change the fact that He is God, and that doesn't change the fact that He loves us. And God's answer is not always what we want most of the times, but it's always the best. Well, I don't want us to talk about God's answer this morning. What I want us to talk about is something different. When Papi finished speaking, the first thing that came to my mind was a verse that we used to say when we were in secondary, when we were young, when we were still girls in 3H. They used to say, Haggai chapter 1 verse 5. Haggai, consider your ways of life. When Papi spoke to me, the first thing that came to my mind was, Ify, consider your ways of life. Sometimes the people around us behave the way they behave towards us, or the things, the situations and the things that happen around us, the circumstances, is simply because of us. I'm not saying we should blame ourselves for everything that happens to us, no. But I want us to know that there are some things. Maybe people behave the way they behave towards you because of the way you dress, the way you talk, the people you interact with, just something about you that is not correct. So you have to learn to consider your ways of life. Sit down and examine yourself. See those little foxes, those things in your life that you know so well that can make people disrespect you, that can make some things not work well around you. You could just be so lazy, that's why you don't get a job, and you think that maybe it's because somebody's attacking you spiritually. It could just be because maybe you never write your application well. Maybe the relationships you have that don't work, maybe your friends don't like, it's just because of the way you behave. Maybe there's a character in you that needs to be changed. And just as the Lord said to Haggai, consider your ways of life. I'm encouraging somebody this morning. Sit down, look at your life and consider your ways of life. Look at those things about you that could make people disrespect you, that could make some things not work well around you. It's time for you to examine you first before you examine the situations around you. Examine you first before you examine the circumstances around you. Examine you first before you examine the way people behave around you, before you examine the people around you. And I tell you, as the Bible says in Haggai chapter 1 verse 5, consider your ways of life. If you realize that your ways of life are not okay, make sure you arrange them and let everything be okay. But if you think that everything is okay, then be sure that with time everything is going to work to the glory of God. Stay blessed and God bless you.